Hello everyone, welcome to Beginner's Guide to JavaScript. So, what is JavaScript? JavaScript is a high-level programming language commonly used for web development. It enables developers to add interactivity and dynamic behavior to web pages. Originally developed by Brandon Ike at Netscape Communications, JavaScript has evolved into a versatile language with widespread use both in web browser and server-side environments, such as Node.js. There are some key features of JavaScript, and they are dynamic typing. Variables in JavaScript are not bound to a specific data type and can hold values of any type. Prototype-based object-oriented programming. JavaScript uses prototype rather than classes for inheritance, which allows for flexible object creation. Asynchronous programming. JavaScript supports asynchronous programming through mechanisms like callbacks, promises, and async await, enabling non-blocking execution. Client-side scripting. JavaScript is primarily used for client-side scripting in web browser, where it can manipulate the document object model or DOM to update the content and appearance of web pages dynamically. Server-side development. With the introduction of environments like Node.js, JavaScript can now be used for server-side development, allowing developers to build entire web application using JavaScript. Now, JavaScript is an essential technology in modern web development, playing a crucial role in creating interactive web experiences and powering dynamic web applications. Now, let's dive into the basics of JavaScript. First, we are going to learn about the console in JavaScript. In JavaScript, the console object is a global object that provides developers with methods for interacting with the debugging console of the environment where JavaScript is running. This console is commonly used for debugging purpose, allowing developers to log messages, errors, warning, and other information during script execution. Some common methods provided by the console object include console log, console error, warn, info debug, table group, assert. These methods are essential for debugging JavaScript code in various environments such as web browser, Node.js, and other JavaScript runtime environment, aiding developers in identifying issues, understanding code flow, and diagnosing errors. Now we are going to see that in action. I have created a file called console.js, and now I'm going to write something console.log. This is my name. Now Control J. Make sure you have Node.js node installed in your computer. And if I type node console.js, I can see that this is my name printed here. Now, if I make it error, this is here, but in browser, you will see differently. Then if I write table, now you are seeing that. Now I have taken a variable called a, and in that variable a, there is an array, and I'm going to log it console.table. And if I press a, node console.js, you can see that it is showing the index and the value as well. Now we are going to learn about JavaScript comments. In JavaScript, comments are used to annotate code with additional information for developers or to temporarily disable certain code blocks. Comments are ignored by the JavaScript interpreter during execution. So there are two types of comment, single line comments and multiple line comments. Single line comments start with double slash and continue until the end of the line. They are often used for short explanation or annotations. Now, if I go to comment, .js and write console.log. This is a test comment, and now this is the test comment. I can see that. But if I put double slash control slash, then it is going to be a comment. Now, if I run node comment.js, it is not going to show me anything. JavaScript is completely ignoring this. Now we can also use multi-line comments. Multi-line comments start with a slash and a star and end with a star and slash. They can span across multiple lines and are useful for longer comments or commenting out entire blocks of code. So let's go to the comments JS, and now I want to run that. See all these comments. Now if I put slash star and end with star slash, now every line here is under the comment, no comment. Data types in JavaScript. JavaScript is a dynamically typed language, meaning that variables can hold values of any data types without explicitly specifying the type. JavaScript has the following primitive data types. Number represents both integer and floating point numbers. Examples 5 and 3.14. Let's see that in action. Datatypes.js, if I write console.log 5, this is a number. Now, if I want to see what type of data this is, if I write type of, then it is going to show me that it is a number type of data. Now, string represents a sequence of characters enclosed within a single or double quotes. For example, this. Now, if I put a single quote here, now this data type has changed to string. Boolean represents a logical value indicating true or false. Example, true or false. So if I write true, it is showing me Boolean. Undefined represents a variable that has been declared but not assigned a value. It has the special value undefined. So now I'm going to declare a variable, let a, and console log a. It is showing me undefined. The value has been declared. The value has been declared but not assigned a value. Null represents the international intentional absence of any value. It has the special value null. Now, if I assign a value of null and console log it, I will see that it is giving me a null value. JavaScript also has the following complex data types. Object represents a collection of key value pairs. Object can be created using object literal, this sign, constructor, or the new keyword. So, object literal, constructor, or the new keyword. For example, this. Now, this is called key and this is the value. Let's copy paste this and I'm creating an object. This is key, this is key, this is value, this is the value. Now it is showing me this, and if I write type of, this is a type of object. Then we have arrays represents a collection of elements where each element can be of any data type. Arrays are ordered, indexed collection. For example, this. Let's copy this and paste it here. Now A is an array. Array is a sort of an object in JavaScript. If I want to see the index and everything, if I write table, and then I can see the index and values as well. Then we have function, represents a reusable block of code that performs a specific task. Functions can be defined using function declaration, function expression, or arrow function. So we are going to learn the function later. JavaScript also supports the concept of symbol, introduced in ECMAScript 6, which represents a unique identifier. Understanding these data types is essential for working effectively with JavaScript variables, manipulating data, and writing efficient code. Arithmetic operators in JavaScript. Arithmetic operators are used in JavaScript to perform mathematical calculation on numerical values. Here are the main arithmetic operators. Addition adds two operands together. Let's take two variable. Let a equal to 5. Let b equal to 2. And let sum equals a plus b. I'm using the plus operator and console.log sum. Node a, the sum of a plus b is 7. Subtract subtracts the second operand from the first operand. Now if I put a minus sign and write subtract, it is giving me 5 minus 2 equals 3. Now let's multiply. It is going to multiply two operands. Multiply and console log. It should give us 10. It is giving us 10. Then the division sign divides the first operand by the second operand. Now if I console log let divide a divided by b and console log it, I'm getting 2.5. And then remainder returns the remainder of a division operation. This is called modulo. Now if I let remainder is going to be a modulo b, it is giving me 1, because if you divide 5 by 2, it will be 4, and then a remainder of, there will be one remainder, so it is giving me 1. Exponential raises the first operand to the power of the second operand. So if I let exponent equals a star star b, it should give me 25. Exponent, it is giving me 25. So these are the arithmetic operators in JavaScript. Now let's learn about string concatenation in JavaScript. String concatenation is the process of combining two or more strings into a single string. In JavaScript, string concatenation can be achieved using the plus operator or the concat method. Using the plus operator, we can take two variables and use plus to add them together. Let's see that in action. Let's let a equal to first string, let b equal to second string. Now if I want to concatenate them, console.log a plus b. Let's see. First string, second string. Now you can see there is no gap in between. If I want to put that, I can do a, then there is a gap, then b. So first string, now C, second string. So this is one method to add them together. Now using the concat method, we can use the first string, then concat, then a gap, then the second string. Let's see that in action. Console log, first string, concat, then a gap, and then B. Let's see. First string, second string. And the third way is template literal. Template literal provides a more flexible and readable way to concatenate strings by allowing embedded expressions and multi-line string. Okay, so we need to use this sign. For that, let's see. Now if I want to console log it, that sign, template literal sign or the caret sign, it is just beside your number one in your keyboard. Left to number one in your keyboard. Now, if I give $sign a gap, and $sign curly bracket B, I should get my desired concatenated string. Okay. Now, if I want to make it multi-line, I can do that as well. Now, let's learn about the properties in JavaScript. When you introduce a new piece of data into a JavaScript program, the browser saves it as an instant of the data type. All data types have access to specific properties that are passed down to each instance. For example, every string instance has a property called length that stores the number of characters in that string. You can retrieve property information by appending the string with a period and then property name. So let's see that in action. If I write console log hello.length, let's see what it shows me. Node, it is going to be a string. It is showing me that it has the length of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I write hello world, then it is showing me 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The gap is 6, then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Methods in JavaScript. Methods are action we can perform. Data types have access to specific methods that allows us to handle instances of that data type. JavaScript provides a number of string methods. We call or use these methods by appending an instance with a period, the dot operator, the name of the method, or the opening and closing parentheses. For example, string dot method name, then a opening and a closing parenthesis. Let's see that in action. First, we are going to declare a variable. Let a equal to hello. Then if I console log it, a dot to uppercase, and this note, it is giving me all in the uppercase. And if I write to lowercase, it is giving me all in lowercase. And if I write another variable, let b equal to world and console log b dot starts with w. Does it start with w? It is going to give me either true or false. Yes, it starts with w. If it starts with h, it is giving me false. No, it does not start with h. So these are the methods of JavaScript. Now, built-in objects in JavaScript. JavaScript provides several built-in objects that serve various purposes, ranging from basic data manipulation to math to complex functionalities. These built-in objects can be accessed directly in JavaScript code without the need for explicit instantiation. So, global object math provides mathematical constant and functions. Just remember this. JSON provides methods for converting JavaScript object to and from JSON. Fundamental objects. Object represent JavaScript object constructor. Function represents JavaScript's function constructor. Boolean represents JavaScript's Boolean constructor. Symbol represents a unique identifier. Error represents a runtime error in JavaScript. Eval error represents an error regarding the eval function. Range error represents an error when a value is not in the set or range of allowed values. Reference error represents an error when a non-existent variable is referenced. Syntax error represents a syntax error in JavaScript code. Type error represents an error when a value is not of the expected type. URI error represents an error when a global URI handling function is used in a wrong way. Numbers and dates. Number represents JavaScript numbers constructor. Begint represents integer of arbitrary precision. Date represents JavaScript's date constructor. Text processing. String represents JavaScript string constructor. Regex represents JavaScript regex constructor. Then index collection array represents JavaScript's array constructor. Typed array represents array of binary data with a specified type. Map represents a collection of key value pairs with arbitrary keys. Set represents a collection of unique values. Weak map represents a collection of key value pairs when keys are weakly referenced. Weak set represents a collection of unique values where values are weakly referenced. Then we have structured data, control abstraction, and reflection. If you want to learn in depth, in details about them, go to MDN documentation. Right now, I'm going to show the math object. So let's write console log math.random and control J, node B. It is giving me a random number. If I give another, it is giving me another random number. If I multiply it with 100, let's see what it gives me. It is giving me random number every time I'm calling it. If you want to learn in depth and in detail about this object, come to MDN documentation, and here you can see all the built-in objects that JavaScript has given us.